Hello to and welcome to this exciting preview, healing, and upgrade for Global Academy focused on feeling great, being full of prana, and being radiant. So yeah, I mean, this is why is it exciting? I mean, I'm going to touch base on some of the points, but I mean, healing is happening. And why it's preview? Yeah, because you'll be co-creating, preparing yourself, and sort of getting preview of the benefits. So it's kind of, even if you don't take part, you benefit. Even if you join in like later on, because it's healing multidimensional through your higher self, through your earthly self, you'll be sort of bringing forward things and so helping thousands. So yeah, I mean, where to start? Yeah, I mean, so things shifted globally tremendously. Obviously, many people are aware, like we all doing our bits. Our awareness is growing, but most importantly, on 8th of August, started new sacred to earthly masculine shift, where of feminine welcoming, helping, and this is a collective. So lots of first of all light workers, healers, but I mean then like collectively is going to be shifting, opening to leadership, many skills. But more importantly, like on 4th of June, so part of global circle of light at the time started to shift. We went beyond duality. So what does it mean beyond duality? It means before you needed to choose light, dark. I mean, everything was you couldn't do. That's why many groups worldwide they approach things in one way, or like Christian or shamanic, or like more earthly, or more like high dimensional to earthly, more real, or more high dimensional star beings. It was always kind of just predominantly in one direction. I mean, obviously some like touched other things. It's not so straightforward. But now you don't have to. It's kind of heaven and hell of disappear, and you're finding more like within. So yeah, I mean, this is really important. I mean, why we're doing it. So for masculine, this shift beyond duality, and so you'll understand more and benefit more. And yeah, I mean, Global Circle of Light, we're doing two academies, and third one was of sovereign being, and so it actually helped prepare like for American shift and adventure and similar like a few people become initiatives of sovereign being, where like they're fully embodying of IAM and holding space and 33 miles around. And I mean, I'm just touching things summary. I mean, because that's important. So we are no longer limited. We are no longer in duality. The different shift is happening. So the different outcome. We're doing things differently, different outcome. And this is like our first academy going to be forced fully being a global circle of sovereign being. I am so like people who join in. And again, we have multiple levels. Lots of people are aware. Like some people joining in their time. So it's like level 0 and 1 participation. We have kind of a Facebook group, chat group too, like where people who are more involved, like between level 1 and 2. Then we have Zooms, level 3 kind of and 4 allows. And this academy is kind of really most intimate, more sacred, most accelerated. Again, I'm not specifying number, because this one, like, also it's aimed at people who've been taking part, who is in group, who is already kind of really high vibration, embodying, integrating, anchoring things. It's open like to new people. So amplification is huge, but it's going to be varied. I mean, many going to be whatever you embody and anchor will be amplifying for collective 10,000 times. Quite a few 100,000, and few will be like going to 1 million and beyond. So think about it like a choice, doing one meditation 10,000 times, so you can just connect and anchor, co-create in one meditation. So for like a huge amplification. And this is like relevant because there's I mean, I will speak like what's involved and other things I will cover, but relevant because if you want to shift soul patterns, which means they're like for 10, 100 or 1,000 times soul experience similar, like saying you haven't done similar things, because of amplification, you're able to go. So if you've been going around the loop trying to resolve something and it didn't resolve health-wise or some other things, this is because of amplification. You can solve, bring enough light, bring enough healing, forgiveness, compassion, integrate things kind of for your soul much more intimately and deeply into like harmony, balance, and have a miraculous healing um, which kind of done at times of Jesus Christ or by some other powerful healers. Yeah, you can actually be this healer within, because this is all coming back of being your own guru, being IAM at the same time, joining together as sovereign beings in this circle from empowered, from passion, which is again relevant because very few do. Like usually they still recreate this, somebody is in charge, and this like giving away power to somebody who say he's not guru, but essentially everything is the same. Here's we're going to be working higher dimensionally. Relevant this year, we're finishing a healing of unity consciousness, sacral chakra for the collective. So we've done lots of on sexuality healings and so 2023. So this is healing. I'm going to Egypt third time, and this is more intimately 18 days. We'll be going through power. So like again, so Egypt will be very much involved. In this healing, bringing forward what was like overlooked, lost, or suppressed into harmony. I mean, we're talking about stuff 3.5 to 5,000 years. Again, I mean, you can wishful thinking you can heal it yourself, but this is not up to us. It's kind of when you unity consciousness or deep ancestral or like ancient civilization, you really need like momentum. You need to have 10, 20, 100 thousands of people involved. It affects us, we benefit from it, but it's really about getting enough light, enough souls joining, and this is what we're going to be tapping into. So this is kind of really like you can bring forward stuff you never had, because of from pyramids, from other things, from this power given to ancient gods, and this loss of power which been passed on through different religions and affected us. And now we're going to touch, because this is likely going to be with a break during Christmas, likely going to be 3 to 5 months, this academy, where we're going to touch next year collective solar plex chakra, so like duality of victim, abuser, perpetrator, codependencies, addictions. I mean, you can have a look. It's all been posted, like some healings 12 months, some 2 years ahead. Some of it haven't been yet because it's really like going to be added. So this is like big themes of sacred, earthly, masculine, all this, not just Moses, Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, but also like shepherds, leaders, not just male, really embodied female figures from our past, from earthly past, bringing forward their like masculine gifts, embodying them and using them to deliver even more like things for ourselves, for our family. And coming back to global circle of sovereign being, I mean, we're still here to co-create together more joy, peace, harmony, love, happiness, abundance for us, for our family, for communities, collective. So this is kind of still like a dimension we're working. But at the same time, like I mentioned, some people already sovereign beings. I mean, they're not glowing. I mean, there's no halo. I mean, well, at least not for naked eye. I mean, obviously, some people might already have, but it's really about being connected within, connected to the grid lines, connected up. This is what's like beyond duality with and just coming back academy. So it will be 3 to 5 months with a break, commitment of 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day. I mean, there's not going to be a smoking gun under you. So it's really like, I mean, that's why this preview. So kind of, you can take part 10 times, understand, is it for you, build up your vibration, because again, so don't really want for people to join, even if you pay like over the top. It's not really about money. It's about investing your time, opening up to huge acceleration, huge shift, huge transformation, but in comfortable, easiest possible, most joyful way, and so for most beneficial for you and for collective. Some people, yeah, I mean, because I mean, if you're star seed, I mean, really, like, I mean, you should be like so looking from passion to take part 1 or 2 hours a day anyway, because this is what really star seed means. Because everybody is star seed. I mean, you can label yourself what you want, but if you're not sort of really like sort of understand, not passionate about that, I mean, you're not really like sort of tapping into your potential or your mission. You're just sort of wishful thinking. And similarly, if you're a healer, 1 hour is kind of investing in yourself each day is like really why we are healers. We're here to open up, rediscover our potential, heal us, and then like sort of everything else follows from it. I mean, it's not sort of about fixing others, and it's not saving others, because then you'll have to come back. You have to kind of deal with health issues and other things, because you kind of been fixing people and using your power and energy in process. And taking part online. So yeah, I mean, if you have access to internet, I mean, it's not a lot of broadband, but I mean, if you can watch YouTube audio, if you have access to website, always needed. I mean, there's like other ways to do it, but I mean, historically, I mean, that's like optimum, because we're going to go through certain healings together, certain process to help. So this awareness, rediscovery. And again, balancing masculine and feminine, doing, allowing, so focusing on things and sort of not focusing. And I mean, Messenger, Facebook, we have used it since 2018. I mean, it really helps to bring dimensions, because again, this academy is in sacred space. I mean, that's my specialty. That's many of people who taking part, like specialty, working so with Christ consciousness, with grids, with dimensions, timelines, portals. Well, I mean, there's different names. I mean, we're bringing it together, so ancestors, and stuff like some of it from other planets dimension, some of it from like 5 years ahead, some, but a lot of it 50, 100 years, like, well, what's going to be on Earth. It's kind of bringing it forward into now, bringing sort of violet flames of rules of life, of divines, of wills, of integrating. So I mean, your messenger helps, because of stuff will be started up. So I mean, I ask people like to share like 2 words a day. I mean, 2 sentences a day. So it's kind of a space for you to work your throat chakra, because again, 5th dimension people speak about is having for throat chakra activated, having 5th light body integrated, and to have 5th body light body anchored here. I mean, really, you need sort of bring up Lemuria, bring up Atlantis, because the dimensions integrate dragons, fairies, of elementals, and we've done this over like last 7 years. We have opened up Lemuria, really embodied with some harmonized major vortexes, and we continue to do so during this healing. So there will be weeks focused on Egypt. There will be like we done 2 weeks ago, huge shift in Africa happened, good and bad, stirred up, and this is the thing. I mean, it's we just hold space at unity consciousness, and we're not fixing, but things are stirred up collectively, things stirred up within us. That's why message is important, going through process. And we have Zooms twice a week to help facilitate process, just for, but at the same time, we have going to have either twice a month or once a month optional, just for people taking part in academy, so you can share for 5-10 minutes how you're getting on. You can ask questions. We can have like bespoke healing. Again, some of the meditations for this academy haven't been yet created. So it's kind of, that's why there's not a script. I mean, the only script is about tapping into what is already our infinites of access to the prana, like radiant health, feeling great, so allowing our body to be in harmony. And why? Because yeah, I mean, if ascension is about sort of reconnecting with body, because at the end of ascension you turn into light. So when you completed all your missions, when you sort of had the best life ever on earth, when you sort of help the earth, like what you come here, you go into light. It haven't really been done. I mean, sort of crucifixion, sort of that's like post sort of post death, going into different dimension, resurrection. It's not the same thing. It's kind of you lose body and then so we ascend. And this one is really like, that's why this fourth one is focusing more like within DNA, allowing of crystalline body, which we already kind of have special tools, which is of our earthly, so really high vibrational body to meet within us our light body and merge, and similar like all other sort of dimensions, our like emotional, etheric, mental, and other bodies. So yeah, I mean, we'll focus is health, but we're looking ancestors, inner child, of other lives, parallel future lives. We're probably going to start. We're going to by chakra, like so, like between 3 to 7 days, looking at soft root, sacral, solar plex, heart, brow, throat, brow, crown chakra, air star, like effect on health, effect on body, looking at ancestors, parents, children, if you have. Or I mean, again, what's like children, because within means looking at sort of partner, looking at friends, your tribe, work, career, aspiration. I mean, money, sexuality. So hopefully over 3-5 months there will be enough space. At least look once, maybe even like come back to some of the things. Because they all affect our health. So if you don't have boundaries with partner, means of you're losing energy, you're losing prana. I mean, and this is like as light work, as star seeds, as earth angel, as healers, we are like so passionate. We want to help people, even if you lose minute amounts of prana each day. I mean, it can be overwhelming. Many open to our paths through trauma. A trauma like means disconnected from body, disconnected from earth, and some of us had like dark night of souls, couple years, couple decades. So I mean, there was like a lot of periods we were not in our body, not connected, so prana was lost. So it's hopefully this one will help like reclaim you tremendous amount. Because again, I mean, if you are used to be beautiful, healthy, very radiant, people used to be jealous, even including now, but before, I mean, a lot of sort of young, beautiful ladies were killed just because for being beautiful, for being young, so because of neighbor jealousy, because of witch hunt. So I mean, a lot of light workers hide their lights, they hide their aura, they sort of have coping mechanisms to shut down. Either children can help you pull you up into light, or at the same time some pushing down parents into sort of darkness, so like to protect them not to lose parents. Similar like parents, they can help children open up like you, or they can be shutting down so to protect you, because again, so Mary lost Jesus, many of mothers lost their children who were like saints, and they don't want to go through the loss, so they're like trying to protect, trying to do best. It happened in a few academies. People started and then they couldn't continue because children started to sort of mess around, go like hospitals, other things, to like sort of pull out their parents from ascension path. So I mean, they're like shifts are real. I mean, journey. I mean, I've been through 8-9 ascensions, like where like people around you go through almost amnesia. They don't remember like all the goodness. They like so don't remember stuff like which was used to work. Like you have to kind of relook everything, like groundings of home career, like in a different way. I mean, it can be scary if you're by yourself, and that's why people hardly ever go through two, like sometimes through three ascensions, because like to coping mechanism to keep things steady. I mean, I have lots of friends who like do everything not to ascend, even communicate to their tribe, or we are sending, they're doing this. It's reality. They do like sort of to keep themselves safe, try to keep their light sort of quotient the same, either by giving light or by sort of doing something subconsciously. And that's why it's like sort of this healing is going to be 360 degrees. So like if your health is affected by limiting beliefs, we'll look at the trauma, yeah, but we're not going to go like looking for trauma, looking for things to fix. So it's all about sort of, well, that's why I mentioned chakra, each chakra. So for example, like solar plex power, like we lost power, we took from others, guilt, fear. Fear could be yours, but COVID happened, and a lot of people, because they were not in tribes, they were not working to sort of hold lights, they were like went into separation, into the fail-safe mode or judgment mode, to looking for things to fix. The frequency shift where like plays a well like frequency shift, because they're 23 hours in anger or 23 hours in fear, like vibration change. So even like they were doing meditations, they couldn't solve anger. I mean, that's why in some countries a lot of our participants kind of couldn't hold light anymore. They still meditated, but the meditations they could do like sort of change from being sort of amplifying like 1,000 or 10,000 to just like maybe a one or like a half, just really like sort of just sort of going to fail safe, going to like where we used to be like 5,000 years ago, stepping sort of 2-3 steps back, sort of doing things for sake of it, as opposed to actually sort of for own benefit. And because health can be affected by sort of ley lines, by grid lines, you are by sort of by rules in your town. I mean, we're going to be looking it together. I mean, usually subconsciously or through exercises. Because again, so for me, I'm like sometimes affected by sort of things sort of happening in England. So if there's like a huge number of people going to fear or anger, or like it happened 2 years ago, lost European football, and really affected me within 10 minutes at the time. I mean, my energy wasn't ready. I mean, so it's we all individual, different things affect us. We affect world in a different way. So this academy, like I say, is really new because we haven't focused from our physical well-being, from prana. I mean, I have done over 12 months many different things, including so recently been attuned to Reiki for heal animals. I mean, more connecting to Japanese lineages, done chanting, connecting to South Korea more ways. So it's kind of looking, I mean, my friends after those healing, some went into horseback riding, some into sort of more sort of farming way of healing. So it's everybody been balancing sort of tapping in. And this is again, remember, like sort of academy, yeah, will be focused, will be like sort of 3-5 months, but ultimately you will be sort of using it as a foundation and expressing yourself, continue what you do so and making more benefit from what you do. So if you have like your own tribe, if your own healing circle, you'll just take this sort of step up, a new vibration, a new gifts, and you kind of continue to share, but from like higher perspective, from greater boundaries, from better health. And if you're ill, yeah, I mean, you'll continue to take medication, going like for treatments until like your doctor tells you, because that's like what guidance. This is what healing to complement what you do. So highly likely, I mean, again, not guaranteed anything, because of your journey will be individual. Your doctor might say, well, actually, you're doing much better, like don't need this medication, or this is like better medication. Diet might change, because again, everything will be, your breathing might change, so you'll be accumulating prana through breathing naturally, not losing prana during sleep. Maybe sleep pattern will be better, so you sleep 6-8 hours, or maybe you don't need like 8 hours, maybe you sleep will be better quality, so there will be space for body to regenerate. I mean, it's can speak. I mean, continue for long. I mean, I'm just mentioning because it's kind of setting boundaries of what we like to look, what we like to address. For me, COVID didn't affect me, but through my partner, through like her like turmoil, it affected family, and it kind of got through me in a little bit, affected tribe and people pulling out, going sideways. It's like, yeah, I mean, we were like all on a guard, looking for shift, and then people switch sides, or allowed fear to pull in. So the grid was not stable. So yeah, I mean, affected. Ukrainian war affected through conflict, being exposed, which was there maybe for 1,000 years. So I'm looking myself like to benefit, because this year was quite much more rougher, like going to doctors, other things. I mean, yeah, I'm fine. I mean, from doctor perspective, blood test results like all good, but I mean, I had to take antibiotics. I had to do like things which really like I wouldn't expect. I mean, given vibration, given like all these balancing practices have been done. But again, it's kind of just highlighted how deep we went into this collective sacral healing. Like what guidance in March was looking at 3,500 years worth of ancestry, all the way to 18th dynasty, bringing back sexuality and lost energy through like incorrect magic, through incorrect intentions. Through selfish behavior. But again, I mean, once it was brought up, that magical ways, soloplex ways of doing from Sirius, Orion, and other, because people were not yet ready and not in hard space, it was almost impossible to do otherwise. So yeah, I mean, they done wrong at the same time. They couldn't really done better, like a similar crucifixion of Jesus. Could they do like we have potential now, tools now, vibration now? They wouldn't done it like that. I mean, they were not addressing things holistically. They were not looking 360 degrees around. A lot of people were like still not ready for the things. But all this who came before us, like man, woman, good, bad. I mean, we kind of, as a collective, done enough over the last couple decades as a group. We done even more like so we're ready to honor it and bring forward. So if you need energy brought forward, or gifts from 500 years ago, or from 500 years in the future, like we'll try our best together to work to co-create this. So because ultimately it's all coming back, we here like to connect, to learn through magic, joy, synchronicity, happiness 90% of time, and only 10% through like challenges and difficulties. And many of you already done. You shifted challenges into opportunities, for the difficulties in adventure, looked at your fears and opened up to new chapters of your life. Opened up, brought forward gifts. Some of you were like pushed sideways, like brought up new, kind of looked at different things outside. Maybe you haven't looked before. And I mean, this is it. I mean, because Christianity, other things like old ways was 90% pain, difficulties, trauma, and 10% just learning through other ways. So it's completely like looking at things in different way. I mean, I mentioned this before, and I will continue to mention, because it's it's about getting things easier. Yeah, I mentioned, so yeah, I haven't mentioned dates. So 11th October we will be starting 2023. So yeah, if you sign up before, I mean, there will be different levels. Again, for our VIP and Gold VIPs, it will be like almost so just so continuous. It is small sign on. For others, maybe it's going to be more like big investment. But if you have questions, just message me. So because so it's really like, I mean, it's really like more vibrationally my people find it challenging, because if your vibration is high, like everything else kind of comes. And if it's no, I mean, it's really, I mean, people like usually so they spend of money like for doctors and other things, a lot more like for things they don't need or don't want. So it's kind of really money is not sort of issue for a lot of people who understand. But yeah, like, just allow yourself to be welcome your sacred space. No, this is like a preview, co-creation, upgrade. So no, you'll be sort of getting benefits from doing this healing, whether you join academy or not. But they will allow you to join easy and get more benefit, and allow more people to join. And ultimately, like, we're looking from our health perspective, but you're looking during this meditation 360 degrees around. So things I mentioned, you already kind of starting to bring into harmony. So energies you lost, energies you gave, now, like hundreds, thousands years ago, or like your ancestors or other planets. So allows of to bring this perfect harmony in your body, health, being full of prana. And from this, being in harmony and beautiful, radiant being, sovereign being of light and of earthly, I am. Let's start to connect to healing together. Thank you, my earthly and higher self merging and receiving healing and grounding via Michael for my and earth's highest good. slowly and gradually start to come back into here now. Just remember, so it's nowhere to go. Like healing is a journey. Yeah, you just gave yourself a beautiful opportunity to reunite, to rediscover. So here, just flame, just to help accelerate this process, and so you get maximum benefit. And yeah, I mean, because healing can stir things up, so this just recharms do to clear, like, so to help you integrate things easily and smoothly. Well, yeah, I mean, if you listen to 10, yeah, I mean, you're definitely ready and able to join in. So our academy only from 11th of October, but don't wait. So communicate your intentions. So sign up. I will post link in the on YouTube comments and details. It is on our website as well, unitylove.org, and there will be Force Academy. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I mean, if you're in good health, it's brilliant. I mean, you'll just sort of tap into your greater healing potential abilities, and you'll be increase your capacity, ease helping people sort of in detached way. I mean, look at things which might or might not happen in future. Sort of like integrate, heal them, so you have better health going forward. And again, if you're into sort of really here, like sort of understand sort of your multidimensionality and tap into your best possible last life, yeah, you can prepare your body better, sort of to actually be sort of sacred temple. So again, sort of unit light body, crystalline body, and your sacred temple. Because yeah, you'll just sort of by locations at telekinesis, and then sort of off we go. We have potential, we have DNA. It's all like glimpses already happening. I have lots of friends, different abilities. I mean, last 7 years largely on track. So how it's kind of predicted my path. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean, always surprising, and I'm sharing all of it. So unity of elements, we have different levels of ground in all the dimensions. Pretty much is covered, and we're opening up to more. What else I want to say? Yeah, I mean, share it. So I mean, we have, so if you find soft releases, other things, we have again tools on uplift and embrace, so to look at emotions, to look at difficulties, because again, there's no one solution for everybody. This is like very high dimensional, so easily like 1,000 times more powerful than like in 2018 stuff we're doing. But I mean, for some people, because we're integrating so much, it's kind of sometimes they feel experience less turbulent. But this is like really what the global circle of sovereign being about. It's not about turbulence. It's not about massive experience. It's about sort of getting on with our mission, have best possible life in process, reach out to people as easy as possible without sort of giving pieces of ourselves. And yeah, I mean, it's adventure challenges. They come always. I mean, there's like it's infinite growth. So I mean, it's a journey, and it's about making best possible one. And yeah, I mean, very excited. Yeah, do join Zooms, do join of our other things. I mean, again, so we have the power, like collectively, like all the stuff. I mean, City of Lights we activated. I mean, it's borrowed from other groups, but we brought crystalline cities again. Some of it borrowed from other groups, but fine tuned. I mean, there's like also electromagnetic field dimension. We have so a few meditations by locations, and yeah, I mean, it's harmonizing everything, because yeah, if your one body is out, so it's difficult to feel, and gradually can lead to disease, because the disease is not in ease, so it's not in harmony. It's so body is not, or our mind or emotional not receiving something we need. So hopefully like guidance comes during this meditation, but I mean, trust the process, because healing comes when you're ready and when you're right moment in time. So sometimes you have to go to Egypt, sometimes you don't have to go to Egypt. That's why we have bilocations. Sometimes you have to meet with somebody and have an argument. Sometimes you kind of have to meet and do meditation with somebody. Today we done in healing centers. There was 8 of us. So I mean, I didn't go like since May. I mean, I used to be treasurer there, very involved now, like very little, but it's shifting. It's opening to abundance and 8 people. So one manager of Buddhist center, other one more like so look like more like dragon energy, few healers, few angelic ones, and actually 5 men, 3 women. So it was quite interesting because usually real women say, "Oh, like there's more women." But there's like last 2 meditations we done, there was like more men than women in that healing center. But 8 is infinity, so it's we opened another door for that North London part because I mean again when 8 people connect so in a circle using our like phrase physically it becomes even more powerful. So I don't know what it opens, but yeah, I mean it's definitely open your door and chapter. I mean, and here we are like discussing things. So highly excited. I mean, I bought this in America. Just arrived just after Barbie movie, 1 or 2 hours because it was delayed. Here's bought this in San Francisco Dragon, and again for me there was process of buying. I mean I have lots of crystals. It was more like so being in Chinatown in San Francisco. So my family actually lost me looking for me at the same time, and so Chinese lady trying to sell me things, so as if I'm like don't understand what money and printing money. So yeah, putting boundaries of and so yeah, so buying, getting discount, but so buying it symbolically, like as a handshake, as opposed to physical value of the crystal, more like blessing and being in right moment, right time, and doing the right things. That's why kind of health is abundance, physical prana is abundance. We're going to be tapping in, but there is a lot more. I mean, it's having enough energy to sort of make different experiences, travel transatlantic, sort of be able to sleep one night, 8 hours, being able not to sleep other night when we don't need to, when we need to go to look at moon. So having this sort of flexibility, freedom, having flexibility in our bodies, of having soft power in our muscles, so we can sort of do things, walk, pull up ourselves in mountain, because it can open us up, it can liberate us, and so we're not here just meditating. We are actually living our life, exploring, making mistakes, getting up, and understanding our mistake was like a powerful and beautiful experience, and actually was divine will. And if you have any suggestions, yeah, I mean, so if you want to help out, yeah, I mean, I'm open-minded. So things like work, so sometimes take time, but yeah, I mean, we're all going to sort of benefit. So thank you, thank you, thank you.